In March 2019, 32-year-old Leon Harrison Jr. was reported missing to police in Georgetown, South Carolina. The mother of his children told police that Leon called the house at bedtime every night without fail, but had not done so in days. Rumors began circulating, every conflict in the young father's life examined. Then, after his body was discovered floating down the Black River, questions arose over just how many people were involved in the plan to put him there.
And he said, "We dumped the body." I know for a fact that's what he said.
He told you personally,
We dumped the body. They ain't got nothing on me. We gonna get off.
Georgetown, South Carolina is known as one of the most scenic small coastal towns in the United States. Its beautifully preserved architecture speaks to its long history. Today, the downtown is lined with boutique shops. It is a tourist destination for many and provides a supportive community for local families. On Saturday, March 11th, 2019, the Georgetown Police Department were contacted by one local resident concerned for the welfare of her children's father. Brittany Green was ushered into an interview room to speak with detectives. She told them that the father of her 11-year-old son and 9-year-old daughter had been unreachable for several days. 32-year-old Leon Harrison Jr., or just JR as his friends knew him, had last been seen at his father's house in late February when he attended a family member's birthday party. Leon had been known to misplace his cell phone and, by extension, lose contact with Brittany for days at a time. On one recent occasion, he was without a replacement phone for the better part of a week. By that Saturday, however, he had not seen or spoken to anyone that she knew of since the 25th of February. It had been 2 full weeks.
right now nobody's heard or seen from Leon since the 25th that night. Mm-hmm. And since the 25th, which was a Saturday night, you haven't heard, talked to, nothing. He hasn't called his children, nothing.
Brittany told detectives that Leon was a dedicated and loving father to his children. Friends of Leon Jr. reported that he was an easygoing and peaceful guy, not the type of person who made trouble or sought out confrontation. Nonetheless, investigators believed it was likely the missing father had met with foul play. They were closer to confirming this only hours after Brittany left the police station. That afternoon, the Georgetown County Sheriff's Office was notified of a body spotted floating in the Black River. The Georgetown PD was then called to the scene when it became clear that the person pulled from the water shared many traits with Leon J.R. Harrison. They were of the same ethnicity, gender, age, and were of similar height and weight. The amount of decomposition that had taken place meant that a visual identification could not be made. It would take days to identify the man. The medical examiner was also unable to determine a cause of death. What was clear was that it had been a homicide. The man's hands and ankles were bound, wrapped many times over in electrical wires. Investigators believed these makeshift ties originated from a wired speaker set. The discovery of the body was kept private, as the investigators continued to speak with those close to Leon J.R. Harrison. If the identification came back as Leon, they wanted to know who was responsible. They began by looking into his rather complicated personal life. In 2014, Leon married 32-year-old Taish Rue. Originally from Washington, D.C., Taish had relocated to South Carolina alongside her brother, Alex Jr., and her father, Alex Sr.
I hope y'all day going pretty good. Mine's definitely is. I'm smiling just because, smiling is just what I do. But I hope you all are blessed. Y'all staying positive. You staying above.
The couple's wedding took place in historic downtown Georgetown by the waterfall. Friends, family, and the couple's children celebrated the union. The happy newlyweds moved into the Rue family home on High Market Street in Georgetown. Their home videos showed them jovial and very much in love.
What are those?
Only a few years later, however, the couple began having issues. Those close to them reported infidelity on both sides. The trust in their relationship evaporated, and the couple decided to separate. Leon moved out. But the two had problems staying apart, even as they both pursued romantic partnerships with other people. Whether they were planning to reconcile or make their split permanent was a question no one in their life could answer with any certainty in the months before Leon disappeared. Was it only a coincidence then that shortly after his wife returned, Leon went missing? His father, Leon Harrison Sr., explained to detectives that his son divided his time between his wife, with whom he had separated, and that of his girlfriend, a woman named Rosario.
He was between the sheets, okay? So he might have been with this girl for a little while, and that girl for a little while. But this girl went out of town for a week.
What girl was that?
The wife went out of town for a week.
Tish?
Yeah, she went to wherever she Washington or wherever. She was out of town for a week. So he was with the other girl.
Do you know her name?
He went in the projects.
Rosario?
Yes.
Okay.
He went with her, and they was to the house every day.
They were to your house every
day for that week. You understand what I'm saying? When this one came back in town, I thought it was over with, but it probably wasn't. So he was probably still conversating with this one and still having conversation today.
The week before Leon went missing, Taish had taken a family trip to Washington, D.C., where she stayed for several days. Leon had spent that time with his girlfriend, Rosario.
Around the time that the birthday party, the last time you saw him, did he make any mention of going back to her?
Yes. That's not mention of going back, but always sneaking going back. Not mention
Did he say anything to you, like, I'm going to go back and see my wife?
Well, pretty much.
On the evening of February 25th, the last day that anyone saw or spoke with Leon, Rosario received a few phone calls from Leon's phone. When she answered, it was not her boyfriend on the other end of the line, but rather his wife. On the first call, she said, Taish began yelling and cursing at her. Rosario hung up. After this, she had at least 2 more calls from his line. Then, the text messages began.
This had to have been after 10 by now. And it was the wife. And all I said was hello. And she started talking, yeah, they are over here. He all fucked up. Which y'all thought y'all was smarter than me. Y'all was going to outsmart me.
Is this the first time you ever talked to this one?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I hung up the phone. And then she called back maybe like 5 minutes after that, and I didn't answer. I'm assuming that's when she left the first voicemail.
Okay.
And then a little bit of time went by. Got another call from his phone. I answered because I assumed if he was that intoxicated, that he was trying to call me to correct the situation. But it was her again. I hung up the phone. And then that's when I got a text from the phone number, and it said, I can't be with you no more. I don't love you. I never will. But the way that the text was sent, I know he didn't text. He didn't write that. He doesn't use commas in between things or whatever. And if you look at the text messages in our phone, he don't use commas.
Rosario did not believe that any of the messages she received on the night of February 25th from Leon's phone were sent by him. These included messages ending their relationship and instructing her not to contact him. I don't love you anymore, one of them read. She attempted to call him the next day and several times in the days following. She was directed straight to voicemail. It was as though the phone had been powered off or the service disconnected. Taish Rue worked for a security company called Allied Universal Security Services. Her role was based at the Georgetown steel mill. When Taish sat down with detectives, she told them about an argument that she had with Leon on the evening of the 25th, after she finished her shift at work. It took place in the backyard, she said, away from the children who were sleeping inside. During their exchange, Taish admitted to grabbing Leon's cell phone from his hands, accusing him of messaging his girlfriend. She acknowledged that she had been angry that night, but downplayed her reaction. Who doesn't call their estranged husband's girlfriend repeatedly to curse and threaten them? The argument ended when her husband left the house. She had not heard from him since.
Never. From the time he left your house up until the day, he has never texted you, called you. You have not been able to get in contact with him.
Nothing. I mean, I can show you nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. Like, I tried my best to reach out because my phone is so jacked up, excuse me. Because I'm used to that with him. Nothing.
Detectives told Taish that it was likely that she was the last person to see Leon alive. They believed that something had happened to him, and fingers were pointing in one direction, towards her.
If you've been here long enough, you know Georgetown's a small town, okay?
Absolutely.
And you know how word travels, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, we've been getting phone calls all morning.
Okay.
We've been getting calls from DC. We've been getting calls from all over the place. Okay. And everybody's saying that you're the one we need to be looking at.
I just don't like the fact that I'm being targeted because I would have never in any shape, form, or fashion hurt that man. I never said that I would hurt him. Nobody could say that, like his baby mother, a couple other people I know have screamed at this guy and told him they want to kill him. They want to get somebody to kill him. But then everybody wants to point at me because I'm the wife and because, I'm the only one who wanted to be honest about seeing him last.
Okay, well, who said he wanted to kill him?
That baby mother is crazy. That girl has sent text messages. She has said so much rude stuff to both of us to the fact that we had to stop communicating with her for a while. And the children suffered. Mm-hmm. Then I told him, regardless of how ignorant she is, you still have kids. You have to find a way to communicate with her. Just don't talk to her.
Do you and him have children together?
No.
As far as it could be ascertained, Leon Harrison Jr.'s last known location was at the Rue family home on High Market Street on the evening of February 25th. Neither Brittany, Rosario, or his father, or now also Taish, could say where he stayed that night.
Who else was at the house that night?
Just my dad.
Just your dad? He was the only one there?
Yeah, my dad and my brother. Because,
Mr. Rue?
Yes, sir.
I'm Investigator Powell. Do you mind if I speak with you and the kids?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can I come in?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Detectives paid a visit to the Rue home to speak with Taisha's father, Alexander Rue Sr.
Mr. Rue, like I said, I'm Investigator Powell.
Yes,
I work for Georgetown Police Department. We're investigating Leon's disappearance, and we're just trying to talk to family members, anybody we can think of to talk to, try to figure out where he's at, what happened to him, stuff like that. Was your son Alex there too?
I think Alex was at the house. Yeah, because he was getting ready to go out.
Okay, he was getting ready to go out. Did he say anything about seeing him?
Not to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Alex Sr. said he was in his bedroom in the house that night, but did not hear any argument taking place outside. He did not see Leon in the home at all. Next, he was asked about his son, Alex Jr. According to many of those who knew both Alex Jr. and Leon Jr., the two did not get along. Nearly every witness questioned about who they believed could have harmed Leon gave the same response. Everyone loved Leon, except Alex.
But Alex don't like him.
Alex and him bump heads all the time. A few weeks back, Alex spent a couple of nights in my house because him and JR got into it, and the sister, she put him out. She defended JR, she put him out, and he was upset about that. He don't know why.
Do you know of anybody who will be his enemies?
Alex, her brother.
Her brother?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get along?
At all.
So you don't know what kind of guy he is?
I don't know what kind of guy he is.
What kind of guy have you heard he is?
He's overprotective and insistent.
According to Brittany, Alex had at one point come at Leon Jr. with a machete. Alexander Sr., however, said that his son and son-in-law had worked things out.
Does your son, Alex, and Leon get along?
One time I remember them had a disagreement, but then when we went to Washington, came back, it seemed like we got along real well.
Just a recent trip to Washington, or
yeah.
So y'all went? Didn't y'all go the week before Leon went missing?
Yes.
And then after they came back, it seemed like they got along good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cause see, we left those. I think those two were at the house.
Okay.
Cause they were feeding the dogs and everything, so they got along good. I didn't see a problem with them at all. Yeah.
And do you think that your daughter or your son has anything to do with his disappearance?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your knowledge?
Yeah, I hope not.
Okay. All right.
That's my Billy, I hope not.
And you and Leon got along?
Oh yeah, it's like father and son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alexander Rue Jr. was described by more than one witness as a fast talker. He was open to speaking with the police rapidly about the disappearance of his brother-in-law, who he considered a good friend.
I got a brand new baby in the way. All type of stuff, though. We filed my taxes. I was taking argument last Tuesday. Like, I ain't going to bed, sir. I got a whole brand new address out here. I ain't going to
Just get things started. Can you just state your name, please?
Alexander Rue Jr.
Alex stated that, unlike his father, he did observe the argument between his sister and brother-in-law that night.
Tell me what happened, everything that happened that you can remember the last night you saw JR.
Last night I seen JR, and actually I didn't actually really see him. I heard him. He was outside arguing with my sister.
Okay.
They always argue. They always go back and forth. They married, man. They always go back and forth. They always argue.
Yeah.
This and that, man. He leave a couple of days, come back. This and that. That's what they do. You know what I mean? But I don't stay out there business. I never do that. To my sister, yeah, but I have to do it. I got my own son doing it. My first son ever in life, though. So you know.
Who was cheating, him or her?
He was cheating. Whatever. Like I went. She came back in the house, slammed the door. She went in the room. That was it.
Do you know you were cheating with?
No.
Okay.
According to Alex, his sister was a mess over the disappearance of her semi-estranged husband.
Is your sister worried about JR?
Worried about what?
Is she worried about him?
Yeah, she worried about him. Oh yeah, she going forward. She can't take it. She ain't been eating nothing. 3-4 days, no eating, no nothing. She's going crazy.
How come she never reported him missing?
Because they always argue. They always do this. This stuff they do. He always disappears for 1 week or 2 weeks. They always argue. Put it right for it. That's they go back and forth. Always argue.
Yeah, because just looking at her phone, like she didn't seem to be worried about him being gone at all. And it's been a couple weeks, and she doesn't seem to be worried about him at all.
Well, she worried. Believe that she worried. Okay. But she found out he was cheating and all that type of stuff. She hurt too at the same time too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the baby mother and all them the ones on this Facebook, all this little crazy dog. All the bunch of bullshit, but like I said, they most definitely love each other, 100%.
I'm hurt. I'm mad. Like, I just said I'm gonna stay off social media. I'm gonna stay off all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going through enough, man. Like, this shit kicking my ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like he just might be somewhere else. Might be trying to get his mind right. Maybe try and get himself together. I mean, he a Virgo, like me. And the world starts stressing me out. I get out of there too. Shit, while I'm working between us. I don't know, maybe try and fix itself. I don't know what the fuck going on, man. Fuck. All this shit just came about this morning, you know what I'm saying? I get up out my bed.
On March 14th, 3 days after Leon Jr. was reported missing, the Georgetown PD executed a search warrant on the house on High Market, his last known location. In the bedroom that Taish and Leon had shared, investigators lifted an area rug from in front of the closet, which appeared to them to be oddly placed. Underneath the rug, they lifted a flannel blanket. These items had been covering a section of the carpet padding where the carpet itself had been cut and removed. Visible on the padding was what appeared to be a spot of dried blood. A field presumptive blood test of the spot was conducted. It tested positive. While the area was being examined, a stack of boxes that appeared to be out of place in the front of the bed was also moved. There, they discovered yet another piece of missing carpet, the padding beneath stained with a blood-like substance. There were yet more discoveries made in the bedroom. There were smaller stains on the fitted sheet on the bed. Once removed, more significant stains were visible on the mattress. On the corner near the headboard by the bedroom door, there was a stain on the underside. A similar one was found in the same position on the box spring. When forensic teams applied chemical testing to targeted areas across the home, they uncovered latent blood evidence in the form of transfer smudges. These were in the bedroom, but also the hallway and into the kitchen. It would take some time before the blood tested in the house could be confirmed as Leon Harrison Jr.'s. In the meantime, Taish was confronted with questions about the apparent murder scene they had uncovered in her bedroom.
In the room, we found 2 pieces of missing carpet.
Yeah.
They had spots on them, and we tested the spots, and they tested positive for blood. And our question to you is, why? Do you have any reason why?
Those pieces of carpet was missing before me and my husband even separated. He took them out. So
But it was blood on the mattress too. That soaked all the way through.
yeah, from me being my period. It's my blood. I pretty much, when I was pregnant, I had that bed when I was in DC, and I had an issue. Accident.
Mm-hmm.
And then also recently I had an accident as well. That's normal. It didn't make no difference to me.
But there's also some stuff in the middle of the bed that looks like splatter that would not have been from a period.
You guys can look. Y'all do whatever y'all feel y'all need to do.
We're going to test it. We're getting it off the test.
Absolutely fine to me. I'm not going to sit here and fall into this that you guys are trying to do. You guys just want to pin somebody. And that's why you're torturing me half to death. But it's okay.
No, we find it in the house. We have to ask questions. We can't.
I understand.
So
that's why I'm trying to cooperate as much as I can.
Yeah.
So you said Leon cut the carpet spots out.
Yeah, like we did this.
After y'all moved in.
Not even after, like maybe like a year after we've been there, we decided what he was doing, he cut it out because he wanted to take a sample of the carpet, and he said that he was going to find some guy. He had some guy that he was just going to put down new carpet. So that's why he did it. But it's been like that. Like recently, I threw a blanket over top of it, and I bought a new carpet when I was in DC from Ross to put over top of it.
Yeah.
You can check all that. It's on my credit card records or whatever. It's just a recent. I just recently put a carpet down because I didn't want to keep throwing a blanket over top of it.
Yeah.
Taish told detectives that some of the blood in the room was from various injuries. The staining on the mattress was there when she acquired it, she claimed. The bed set had been her mother's and passed down to her. In response to queries about her brother, Taish rejected the idea that he hated her husband. He would not have done anything to harm him. Besides, she said, there was not enough evidence at this stage to suggest that Leon had met with foul play.
I think if I sit here and I say that I do not want to repeat what I've already said to you, that you can tell me that I'm guilty. Because we're not guilty of anything because we don't know if he's hurt. We don't know if anything is wrong with him. God willing, we hope he's okay.
That's right.
And that's something you should be writing on that paper. You guys need to stop with all this trying to make it seem like something is wrong with him. He might be fine.
He might, and I hope he is. I hope he comes in here in a little bit.
But you will not do this. You will not tear me apart. You're not going to do this. I'm trying my best to hold myself together. I have children. I cannot fall apart.
So you don't want to go back to this?
Days following the discovery of the body in the water, a family member of Leon Jr.'s was able to make an ID. The family recognized a distinct tattoo he had on his inner left forearm, a tribute to his mother. Leon Harrison Jr. had finally been found.
Just stressed right now. I'll be alright. Thanks for asking. You seem concerned.
Investigators returned to the house on High Market to search twice more. Recalling loose wires that had been spotted in the bedroom and inside of a backpack, they looked specifically for speaker wires that matched those found with Leon in the river. A match was never located. Nonetheless, detectives knew that there were 3 adults in the house at the time of the murder: Taish, Alex Jr., and their father, Alexander Rue Sr. Witnesses continued to point to both Taish and her protective brother, Alex Jr., as the likely killers. Then, a new witness came forward. Antoine Simmons was friends with Alex. The Saturday after Leon went missing, Antoine and Alex were moving furniture for a friend from Myrtle Beach to Georgetown. While in the vehicle, fast-talking Alex had a lot to say.
He just was like, took him for a little ride. Him and my sister fell out, Talking about, he gave my sister a disease. He cheating on my sister, back in child support and this, that, and the third. So,
He was telling you all this while
I was riding, My cousin in the back, but he don't know what's going on. I got the music playing. I keep telling him, man, chill out with that. You know what I'm saying?
At first, Antoine dismissed many of the statements that Alex had made to him that day. He told detectives that his friend spoke very fast and was constantly lying. So he often took his stories with a grain of salt. This time, however, after he learned that Leon Jr. was missing, he began to contemplate exactly what was said. Antoine recalled that Alex was ranting to him about how his brother-in-law was cheating on his sister. The angry brother claimed that Leon had given her a venereal disease. So, he said, he took him for a ride. Antoine recalled Alex stating, "He's out of here." And that's not all. According to Alex, he did not act alone. They all knew were his words. By they, he meant his family.
You said the sister was involved?
Yeah, the wife.
How do you know that?
Because I know she knew about it, Because he said that they knew about it. I mean, that she knew about it.
Alex Jr. told you that she knew about it.
Yeah, she called him. She called him and he took her for a ride. He wasn't even living there. He was living somewhere else, So when she called him, he had to go over there because y'all don't mess with him like that.
Did he say how he did it?
No.
He didn't say? He just said he took him for a ride.
That's all he said. Nigga, he took him for a ride.
Based partially on the information provided by Antoine, Georgetown PD acquired the cell phone data for all three Rues. What they found filled in many of the missing pieces. A text message sent to Leon on the night he was killed from his wife, ostensibly luring him to the house, read, "I want you here with me. We can take a bath with candles." He responded that he was on his way. Leon's cell phone showed him traveling to the High Market area where it remained until it was powered off, hours later.
You need to come with us. We got a warrant for your arrest. Accessory to murder after the fact.
Did you can you call my lawyer?
You can do that later. We'll go ahead and get you going to the fair.
GPS data from Taish, Alex Jr., and Alex Sr. showed them together at the house that night, as they had acknowledged, though only for a few hours. Around 1 a.m., two of the devices traveled to the area near a local Walmart. Cameras there captured the rental vehicle the Rues had at the time, dropping off an individual at the store. He was later identified as Alex Jr. Inside, Alex Jr. was shown purchasing 2 bottles of peroxide. A man resembling his father used the store's restroom before meeting his son back at the vehicle. Then, at around 2 a.m., all 3 cell phones, Taish, Alex Jr., and Sr., powered off. When they were turned back on, they were back at High Market. Exactly where they were after 2 a.m. was uncertain. Of course, Leon ended up in the Black River. Alexander Sr. had failed to mention his late-night shopping trip to police. He actively misled investigators as to his and his son's whereabouts on February 25th and into the early morning hours of the 26th. Alex Sr. was arrested on charges of obstruction of justice. Alexander Rue Jr. was charged with the murder. When he was brought into the station, the fast talker who loved to tell stories had nothing more to say.
I just need you to sign this on where it says, this right here would have been where you signed if you wanted to talk with me.
Alexander Rue Jr. did not stay silent for very long. While in custody awaiting trial for the murder, he began sharing bits of information with fellow inmates. One of these confidants was a man named Austin Kites, who had ties to the Georgetown community. In fact, Austin was good friends with an aunt of Leon Harrison Jr.
So what information is it that you have?
Well, the guy, I know his name is JR, the one that was murdered.
JR, yeah.
There's a guy here by the name of Alexander Rue.
Mm-hmm.
He come up to me and said, "That's what I'm here for, the murder of a nephew."
Mm-hmm.
He said, I think he said, murder, conspiracy after the fact, and disposing of a body was the charges he told me.
Right.
Then he said, "We dumped the body." I know for a fact that's what he said.
He told you personally,
we dumped the body. They ain't got nothing on me. We gonna get off.
According to Austin, Alex was convinced that because both his sister and father were also incarcerated but not talking, there was no way they would be convicted.
And then he came back to you later and said...
About 20 or 30 minutes later.
20 or 30 minutes later said...
We dumped the body.
We dumped the body and they
ain't got nothing on us. The only reason they knew it was JR was because of the tattoo on his arm.
Yep. Okay.
In the autumn of 2021, all three of the Rues stood trial for murder, desecration of human remains, and obstruction of justice. In late October, Taish and Alexander Jr. were convicted. They were each sentenced to 37 years for the murder, plus 8 years for obstruction, which are to be served concurrently. Their father, 61-year-old Alex Sr., was acquitted of murder, but found guilty of obstruction of justice. He was sentenced to 8 years in prison, followed by 3 years probation. All three were found not guilty of desecration of human remains. From prison, Taish wrote a poem about the trajectory of her life. She shared part of it on a recorded phone call. The verses about the love of her life, Leon Harrison Jr., and the destruction of their marriage.
I could see things were going pretty well. A fairy tale, so I cried. But it wasn't long before a harsh reality checked in that I couldn't deny. My marriage was failing due to lack of stability, infidelity, and trust issues that I despised. Some days were okay, but most were not, and shocked by what was being done in the dark on both ends, bottom line. Then the inevitable happened that changed my life as I knew it. I had been accused of some things that I would have never thought of doing. I was thrown in jail mentally, physically, and emotionally.